Just last year, the answer was yes.
Yeah, no, once they started roaring and popping off, no, things got insane for this Optic roster. I know the crowd just hoping they can get back to that. I don't know what the expectations are, but let's go. First match for Optic Texas up against Minnesota Rocker, and it's a difficult round one losers match. Excited to see what Skies can do on this new squad, but so far, so good for the break for Rocker.
Yeah, and then on the other side, I mean, you know, talking about Minnesota, a team that starts off slow, did not play well at all versus FaZe. I mean, they just got destroyed last night. So just trying to come out, hopefully with a different energy to start the match, because that has been the storyline all year long with this team.
So far, so good. Around the point, they'll let Skies kind of soak up the time. The rest of the boys thinking about rotation and big fights. Nice one-on-one win there from Fred. Skies able to get his pick. Fred not able to win one as he gets up the grapple, but to follow it up will be his duo and Shotzzy. I'm excited to see what Shotzzy can do because he's going to need to produce. He has not been Shotzzy. Can he get back to that?
Yeah, I mean, he was Shotzzy like online in stage one, right? Like him and Hook had like those 1.2s, but they got shut down at major one, and then they just have not been able to sort of get back into that form. So we'll see if he steps up here. But a nice start there. They're able to flip the spawn. Shotzzy's able to win a couple of key gunfights. A 4-1 start. The first break attempt here at P2 for Rocker.
See if Rocker can do it. The slow starts have plagued them, and Fred putting them right back off spawn into the blender. Dashy will get the last one. Things looking good. Skies already 40 seconds inside the hard point. Look at the rest of the team. He's like, this is my job, boys. I got it. He's got every second there before Fred finally gets in. You deal with the first push. You're dealing with the second. This is everything you can want more. And yeah, this is the Optic team, okay, not without Skies. Like they've had some slow starts even last year. Like they would come out a little bit flat. We talked about it a lot, especially online. Maybe the one saving grace for Rocker, that could happen. It's not, at least right now.
Well, I just don't think you can have that sort of mindset or comfortability if you are Optic. Maybe like last year when you were getting top threes and making every championship Sunday, just can't happen now with the stage that you had. There has to be an urgency as soon as you spawn in. I think we're seeing that.
Yeah, I think it's what Fred said in the interview. Like, there's not a sense of panic, but there is a sense of urgency. And, you know, there were a lot of struggles after that, but the urgency absolutely has got to be there. But it's time to answer back for Minnesota Rocker. Threw on the flank, but picked up. As Fred will get dropped. Nice read there from Estriel, as Fred can't take the route. This has been a great P3 in the opening 20 seconds. We'll have a lead change now as Rocker will go out in front. Gio, kind of a consistent force for this team, at least through stage one. He's starting off nicely. He's got 12. He's on 4 straight. Gio streak, I thought ending there, but absolutely melting Skies around the edge. 13 and 6. And this, what a sequence this could be. You hold third, you got the setups for fourth. Big moment coming up for Optic Texas. They try to break.
Yeah, Shotzzy's gonna get on through though. Some spawns are gonna happen. He's gonna win that gunfight. So here comes the pinch. The problem is though, all of Shotzzy's teammates gonna go down. He does influence spawns, 10 seconds left, but you needed a hill like this, a play like this from Gio and the rest of the squad. How do you know, take the energy out of the room? You just play some good fundamental COD. You rotate early, you win those first pushes. Able to do that there at P3.
They get like a 60 there. I mean, they lock down third perfectly. But now it's answer back time for Optic Texas. 2 playing around the point, 2 pushing up. Shotzzy, Fred, both gonna get dropped. Kind of trying to push out both side lanes to make a play. As they drop, that's gonna be the push in. And the spawn out now for Fred. Everybody's going to fall. It's a beautiful break there from Rocker. And well, the subs from Texas just get nothing when they try to push out.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Rocker, they kind of slowed down there, but that's because there was a team kill. They thought they were looking for one. Now gonna get on that hill. Control top catwalk is Estriel. Just find the info. You have Gio overlooking him, Paul on the hill alongside of Nero. Just winning out the trades is Rocker, and yeah, a much better rebound here from them. I mean, you had the energy, and well, Estriel's been so good here throughout stage 2. He's gonna find the triple. Why not challenge the 4th and almost win it, but Shotzzy shuts it down.
Yeah, I thought you were feeding him the quad, but yep, Shotzzy will end it. Now we get ready for our second set of rotations. We'll get back over to Hot Tub. After a nice start from Texas, I mean, it is just pretty much dominance from Rocker. You get a perfect hold at 30, you get a pretty early break over at 4, and suddenly you're looking at a nice advantage. But you've got what you got early in that P1. Skies back in the hard point. The rest of the team fanning out to make the plays. The problem is Gio through the P3 was able to earn the streak. Gets shot out of the sky. Not going to be able to make a play with that. Not sure who it was.
Yeah, it was Skies. That's where we were on his POV. He was ready for it right away, already looking up towards the sky. A couple of missiles did get through, but it doesn't matter. Dashy watching over him. He's up to 17, leading the lobby alongside of Gio with the multi-kill. And again, now just gonna have to break spawns for P2. That's what Rocker are playing for. They're just trying to play fundamental COD.
Yeah, it's been a story of 2 halves kind of, right? Like the P1, the P2 for Texas, the 3 and the 4 for Rocker. Can Rocker do better now on the P2? But it's going to be pressured Optic Texas to get the break and flip. Everybody basically dead outside of Fred. Let's see if they can do it. I'm going to hear the comms now from Optic Texas.
Help that guy. Good luck with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit top. You guys go. White steps.
Backwards six.
White steps, that's your weak. I shot twice.
He's under white steps.
White steps still. He's stunned.
Yeah, push me out. One push me out.
Yo, hold your progression.
Balls catch.
Yo, first two guys left.
Okay, two left. One piano stairs.
Gotta go left.
Piano stairs and one back left. Piano stairs, one jump piano stairs. Let me go.
I'm holding back grill. Kitchen's up.
Yeah.
Kitchen shot peeking me.
Good job, that was
I'm in
him.
front door peek.
Nothing peek front door. Go front
White
door.
steps front door. White steps one shot back left. He's weak. Shot twice. White steps.
One shot couch is nice.
Alright, white steps.
Twice steps.
I'm about to go top mid, bro.
Yeah, I'm down. One's push out. Kill left. Yo, back left grill.
Back left group, bro. Yep.
Yo, he's P1. Top flat. They're cutting everything.
Yo, what guys
Top flat and white steps.
White steps 4. Alright, where's piano stairs now? Reset.
White steps 4. So he went white plat. I'm just holding front you. I'm holding front you. You guys hit over. Two times. One shot.
I front you.
Go.
Oh, there.
I want to know.
Nice job. One on you. Near on you. Hold that shield dead.
Nero's on you.
Dead.
Big fucking wave.
Enter new, Geo.
I'm shooting front top. Missing one more. You can be out her. I need you out of
I got her.
I got her.
P1, guys.
I have a sub, by the way.
What do you right now? You.
P1, just little top, man.
On the table.
What's more pitching us?
One shot on top, Nash.
What's more pitching?
Inner and outer for sure.
One's pitching.
Just keep playing time.
Balls 1 HP. Absolute fire.
Watch out their side.
Go ahead. Try to get P1.
What's in or out? Watch out. Absolute top.
Near. He's going mid. He's going top left.
Yeah, two on time.
I got to push out.
One push down front. One push down front.
Heard you. Yo, push out. You're good.
This one.
No, near. Back table. Weak as fuck. Watch out. They spawn close. They spawn close. Other guys fire.
Two front.
I have the cross.
Outer paw. Watch out. Outer paw. Absolute. Three. Shit. Back up. We go this fucking 6-0. We got the shit.
I'm getting a top.
He's absolutely. I'm believing that.
I
got it.
They can be top for sure.
can get top
I can initial.
I'm just holding short.
What's top frontal?
Nearest top dead.
Heard you. Yo, make sure you back up. Make sure you back up.
Last two top. Oh, three top.
Watch me. I have my back.
Get it short.
I got a short.
I'm getting started with you.
Make sure you have the hill cross.
I'm holding long.
Hold the 6. Hill on me. Watch out.
Small.
Left to me.
Left.
Ball.
Nice. Nice. Yo, can you give me one or no?
Yeah, I have left.
We have left
Top. He went top plat.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Top plat. After top plat.
I'm sure.
I'm holding stone.
They can take space on me.
I have stone.
I have my stone. I have my stone.
Watch out. One more stone. Estrel store. What's the ball? Okay, last two gonna go front. One more coming back.
I'm holding back. One last guy back.
Yo, you top bed, last guy.
I have my.
Little bit.
To the right.
Heard you.
I'm already over here.
A little bit.
He's low bed.
Yep. He's just going back and forth.
Low bed. Watch out.
Watch out small.
Watch out this. Take down.
He's still low bed. He's not dead.
Nice shit, too. They're tweaking now.
I'm hitting other.
The beginning of the listen-in, brutal. It was kind of the same old Optic. A ton of solo chows, not able to break. But towards the later part, like when they had the early rotation, the plays were being made.
Yeah, you heard it in the comms, right? We have this full 60. Let's win this rotation. I mean, Skies was having a bubble back there for a full minute. They did it within 24, but now just this P1. They have been great here, but let's see if Minnesota Rocker can put some pressure on. Gio continues to put up big numbers, 34, 35 now from him.
A bomb from Gio, but will it be enough? 18-point advantage. That spree is going to come to an end. Let's see what you can get in the remaining 25 seconds in this P1. Player going to be plucked out of the point for Texas. So Rocker get right into it. 3-through on the feed for them as well. Optic enjoying left side spawns for the P2. Shotzzy trying to continue that advantage. They're hunting down one more. Pred able to win that fight, and you're in a good spot. The problem is there's still 10 seconds remaining. You lose 2 towards the back. Spawns might get a little bit interesting. You're still safe if you're Optic Texas. You're still winning it towards the point. Now you got to win this first wave if you're going to bring it back. This is a massive point and hold now for Texas.
Yeah, Shotzzy, he can deal with some of the reinforcements. Well, he's going to find one. He's going to find 2. Stagger the push for Minnesota. They are just trying to rely on the holds. The breaks, not great. It's Shotzzy on one side, Pred on the other. Can he find the triple? Dashy's got his back.
I think you said it perfectly. The breaks have not been there, but the holds have been. The subs starting to fire and pop off. From Pred's POV right over to Shotzzy. They've got 2 dead. This is the big push. It's all going to be on Shotzzy now. Here comes the big push. The timing abysmal, but he has played his life. Trying to buy time for his teammates to get back into it. He's able to at least get 1. It's 20 points for the victory now for Rocker. Now comes the collapse around the point. Shotzzy gets another. Pred there as well. The duo back ripping and roaring. Lead change is looming, but yes, you cannot win it here. Neither team able to do it. We're going to focus down the P3. And early on rotation, look where the flank. It's going to be Shotzzy.
Yeah, someone's going to have to try to pick this up. I think Estro's going to give the top, but it's too late. He's able to find the opening. Estro going to try to pinch him. It's down to him and Nero. Here we go, 5 more seconds. The comeback is on. Optic is different in front of this crowd. Can they win it? They do.
I'll tell you what, I got worried. I got real worried at the beginning of that listening. We were watching it, you're looking at me, just shaking your head. It was the same old, just solo chow after solo chow. Comms seemed frantic. It was some ugly COD. But then at the latter part of it, they get set up for the P4. I think it was Skies you heard a couple times, like, don't panic, early rotate. We can get this 60, boys. Just trying to be that vibe guy like we know he can be, even when he was like double negative for a lot of that map, which is crucial, I think, for him. And then, yes, the crowd starts picking it up. The last minute's underway. And when you needed Pred and Shotzzy to really make plays around the point, they were able to do that.
Yeah, they were. And really just that rotation play from Shotzzy, right? That's kind of what he's known for, taking those routes. You get the break in the spawn if you are Rocker, and it's Shotzzy on one and Pred on the other. So you get to spawn out Rocker. They know they have the numbers. This is what you want to see. Wait for each other. You know you have the numbers to break the hill. They finally do it at this P2. But immediately, look, 15 seconds left, and he recognizes, I'm going to go. All right, we can't win here anymore. And Paul and Gio, they throw a stun. That's the key. So they throw the stun. It doesn't hit him. It's just outside of the radius. So neither Gio or Paul stay. Estriel's going to spawn up, try to give that comp, but it's just too late.
No, I mean, that ends up being a really great couple of lives out of Shotzzy towards the end of it. The early kills at the P4, the way to stay, he stayed alive till the reinforcements got there and got a kill or two to re-pinch onto the P4, and then obviously a rotation. Yeah, there's a little bit of luck there with the timing of it and the stun not hitting, but the fact is you take the route, you make the play, and then Skies, you bring it sort of like, hey, how about you get in the objective, you soak up the time, we'll try and do our thing. You get the map 1 victory. But dude, I went from nervous to getting fired up. Like, it was awesome to mount the comeback, but didn't feel like in the middle of that, you're like, oh God, we're right back to the same exact time.
No, I mean, in terms of their breaking, yeah, still a lot of work to do, right? A lot of solo chows but you know, you saw it kind of change there towards the end. A lot more teamwork waiting for each other. And sometimes all it takes is a map like that, a comeback to sort of get them flowing.
A map or a voice sometimes, like, just slow down. Everybody take a breath. Like, it's easy, especially with the crowd going and playing a game as fast as Call of Duty, is getting this sort of one-on-one chow blender. Sometimes you just stop. And then pick up the pace. But it is a back and forth one between these two squads. So tight, 18-point differential. Is Optic fired up, get the victory. We'll get ready now to hop into the search and destroy and see if they can continue this advantage. For Rocker, it's just another nail-biting loss in a hard point. It feels like they have had 100 this year.
Well, and this is the problem again. It's like you get a good game from one pair, but not the other. I mean, you don't even hit 20 kills, you know, if you're Paul and Nero. And then the other side for Skies, maybe a little adrenaline playing in front of this green wall for the first time, right? 14-31, but he has 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Able to get the W.
Yeah, no, you get the W, you get the time in the hard point. I think, you know, the stats go out a little out the window a little bit if you're winning. If you're gonna be able to win, that is fine. I'm sure he would prefer the stats to be a little bit better, but yeah, the objective time is there. Now, as we look to Hossie into search and destroy, when you get a player like Kenny out of it, you now bring in Skies. For your experience just with them in search, what are you gonna give differences there? Because Skies, I know, at least he came. I mean, when I was playing for, you know, I've told this story 1,000 times, but Courage, me and him played a ton back in Black Ops 3 before he was like 16. He was carrying us in BO3. He was a big search and destroy star. He hasn't necessarily been that monster this year. He's had the stats at times, but their team is really struggling in LAG.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just think they're both great search players, but yeah, I think for a long time, like, that's what we looked at Skies being, was this monster in search. It's just sort of what are the roles he's going to be playing in this, right? There was big question marks. Who's the third sub? It's going to be Skies. You saw, though, allowed Dash to be very free on the map. He wasn't playing around the hill. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to find out live kind of what he's doing for this squad.
And it is just an interesting stretch for him these past couple of years. We look at the S&D boost. And yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Like, the KD was there. Like, he's been putting up numbers, but they weren't winning searches on the LAG team, so it doesn't really stand for much. Like, they were brutal in search. They finally got a map 5 victory, and it didn't involve him. It's once he was off the team. But still, it's like hard to gripe about a 1.33 in search. But when you're not winning, a lot of those kills are usually coming because you're last alive, right? Like situations like that.
What how many maps that is? Yeah, I'd be like 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
It could be a lot.
Yeah. No, but even I think even
Still looks good.
Even during stage 1, I think like these stats were okay. I have to go back and look at it, but like I feel like it was mostly these stats and numbers, just not the actual victories. But for Optic, trying to continue the victories. Take a search and destroy, keep this crowd pumped up and fired up. They were silenced for a while, but into that game, you get going. Rocker trying to shut the crowd up. He had a monster bomb there from Gio. He's looking to make some plays now in the search and destroy. They'll kick it to offense on Hacienda first and foremost.
Yeah, very strong map for this Minnesota Rocker team. 5-1 overall on the year. Normally vetoed against them, but I mean, if you're Optic, you don't have many choices.
First blood, Paul X able to rip the face off of Shotzzy. They'll take away the route man now from the Optic Texas team, get the 43 advantage. Think about how you want to now make a play towards bomb, as you can see everybody wrapping out towards P2, thinking about that B bomb. The one player here defensively for now is going to be Dashy. Can he get picked? Can he get away with his life? He's going to rotate off of this, and they're looking to give up the plant and now going to work the retake. They're grouping up.
Yeah, they have all the info now. Nades are through.
Bye-bye. Oh! Doesn't quite finish it. Just some
No
tags
trophies,
in
though.
defeat.
Grenade. Okay, there is a trophy. Okay, so Estriel's able to get that down. That trophy saves it, but now it's a 2 versus 2. Estriel locking it down now, all down to Dashy.
Mr. Clutch trying to pull off another one. He's had so many, some great tags in. 25 seconds to go, not able to do it. Good job toying with him. If you are a Rocker, you do not want to allow those moments to happen, like big clutches for Optic. The crowd suddenly into it.
Well, they didn't map 1, so that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true. You don't want to let it happen again, Joe.
No, you're not wrong. But honestly, I think the fact that Paul stays alive there after the plant, it has to be his trophy, right? Because he gets the plant, he gets the kill. The points then give them the trophy. That trophy's on the money. That nade is on the money, and it may be Optic's able to win that round.
Yeah, no. That's everything. He stays up. And you're thinking he has one, just the shots underneath, but not quite enough to finish it. So advantage to Rocker. We'll see what it looks like for the push for Optic. Shotzzy ripped out of the round pretty early. He gets blooded and can't really get anything done. Let's see what he can do in this one. He's got bomb in hand, tries to get up. He's going to get blooded again. So Shotzzy pick, Estriel aggressive towards bomb, gets the opener. Prejudice going to grab it. Hop it and say, let's get this done. Maybe it's our best win condition in the 3 versus 4.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is. So, yeah, can you make a play around the rock? See it in every single game mode, but now it's a 2 versus 4. Nero's going to find the second. Again, the first blood comes into play. Rocker retake.
Yeah, you get the first blood plus some good tags into Pred, so he's going to tuck and hide. Even though you don't hit the utility right away, you just send it off of that. But, yeah, Shotzzy just gets caught instantly. Gets the bomb
I assume he's just sort of playing off of, they had nobody through garage. It was all just through open hall. He's just thinking they're not in this area, but Estriel's like, hello.
Yeah, hi, I'm going to get the kill and I'm going to back up. And the fact, yeah, he doesn't get traded out puts you in a very, very tough spot. So Shotzzy blooded twice. Has some heroics at the end of the map 1, but maybe you need to slow it down for a second here in the map 2. I mean, he's one of those guys when it comes to search, or it comes to any mode, like he's either going to get behind enemy lines and make plays and shut you down if you get the end of the hard point, or his timings are going to be off, his lanes are going to be closed, and he's not going to find anything. So far, it's been the latter. So he'll try to turn it around. Gio, hand from map 1. Back to see what he's able to do. The whole team pushed up outside number 5. We'll be playing deep into Paul X for the push through. Looks like everyone's going to group up and hit from the other side. When does Paul X get into the play? Opening tag and engagement's not going to lead to a blood. Optic really hoping to get a first blood. That trophy, everything it can. Is there any more utility to actually collapse behind? It doesn't seem like there is. Gio down to 31 HP. Now the push is going to come in off of the damage tags. Trophy ripped out of it as well. Shotzzy trying to reposition from blooded twice to 2 kills in the round. Suddenly Paul, the low man that was at P2, he's got to get involved in this. He gets dropped, the fuse is on. Shotzzy from 0 to 3 like lightning.
Yeah, that's what he does. But I mean, it is always such a tough position if you're someone like Paul who's on the flank, because you don't know if someone's going to go through lobbies, someone's through garage. And pretty much Optic, they don't send anyone. They just 4-hit it from the side door in through the front. So Paul, he decides to take her out through lobby. It's just a little bit too late. And well, then he's left in a 1 versus 3. So the numbers 4 on 3 near the bomb site give them that round.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be the hero of the dub in that situation a lot, right? Like, you're going to get there just in the nick of the time and make the play. You're going to get there when everyone's dead. Occasionally, you'll pull out the 1v3, the 1v2 type clutch, but more often than not, that's probably what's going to end up happening.
It's just so tough. It's like, then you know, if there's a round where you decide to take that route, you get caught, then everybody's like, what happened on the flank?
I mean, the last thing you just want to get caught sprinting, right? But it takes a little bit too much time. Optic, they're now on the board and surge behind a big round from Shotzzy. Estriel's taking car out because Estriel's all the way back in spawn. Dashie during that gets the blood. So off of spawn comes Estriel. Geo out of this. Back-to-back bloods now for Optic. Trying to do something with numbers. Shotzzy is doing a good job avoiding stuns.
No, I mean, because you had Estriel's off spawn from the car and is like, okay, someone should push up behind that play. And he was right. It's just the stuns aren't hitting Shotzzy. So they have the reads. But it doesn't matter right now. Bomb planted behind that first blood. The second kill into Shotzzy, 4 versus 2, making it a 4v1 for Nero.
It's like we were on the radius of these things. Like, we've got the reads. It's just not quite connecting. The bullets from Pred are, though. They'll go back-to-back and tie it up. 2-2. Team with the first blood so far, getting it done. But yeah, I mean, it just stinks that, you know, you're in the car and just get picked like that. It just kind of takes that up like completely. You got to blow it up and get involved.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hoping to stack one side of the map, right? Use the car to 3P, shut down that side of the map, at least give you the info. You're hoping your teammate doesn't die.
Now Rocker's turn to try and flip the script after a rough stretch in these last few. I mean, they were getting dominated in the red card versus phase yesterday. They kind of switched gears. They're 4-man hitting mid. I'm not sure you're at that point where you've got to pull up these kind of desperation hits, but they're known to just kind of push the tempo and all group off. Shotzzy gets blooded a few times, and now he's Mr. Takeover. 5 in a row after not being involved at all in the first 2 rounds. Gets the 6th streak. That's going to be bombed down as well towards Secret. They'll be able to get that back, but the round nearly decided in the opening seconds from Shotzzy.
And I mean, we see that early sort of bottom mid push pretty often. Geo, though, did make it a 2 versus 3, but yeah, rarely is it hard counter that time, though. Optic on point with the call. Again, you know, coaching staff putting in the time, just what does this team like to do, and how is the right call here?
Well, after Pred drops, it's become certainly much more winnable with 40 seconds to go. Paul and Geo, can they isolate a player again? Thought for a second they did.
Well, yeah, Sky saw him. He's trying to get out.
He's trying
Please
to run.
help me.
He needs the help. The help's trying to come over Dashie outside of the map. Back in goes Skies, but he's going to get picked, and the help doesn't get there. Suddenly from a 2v4 to a 2 versus 2, just over 20 seconds to go. I thought he bought enough time.
It felt that way. It certainly did, but yeah. Now, though, they know they're not at A, so now it's a foot race. Shotzzy going to be here. Just when does he decide, yo, Paul's got to look over his teammate. He's just looking the wrong way. Shotzzy, he's got 7. Can he find 8? There it is.
The Shotzzy takeover. The ace, the first blood, and the 1v2 on the site. Shotzzy is dialed.
But these are kind of the rounds where I think they were getting away from them. And still, you do not want to be in a 2 versus 2 after the first blood and then the second. But Pred gets caught, Skies gets caught. He's just trying to buy time, but it doesn't matter. Shotzzy, Dashie, they're able to lock it down.
And the nade hits right before the trophy goes down for that blood. Just, that is going to be tough. 8 straight though for Shotzzy.
Yeah, after dying.
Well, I think we're just talking about the impact. He has a huge impact or none sometimes. We've seen all of it through 5 rounds here. Right back to get the bomb down, has a streak to work with as well. He's able to get off of that and tuck away. Now pressure to Rocker to retake this in the 4 versus 4. Oh, well, that's tough.
We've seen a lot of that recently.
Shotzzy calls in the car, immediately blows up on the Dashie, able to bring it back to the 3 versus 3. Dashie popping all on Paul, and he will fall. Doesn't matter that you got the team kill, they're still able to clean it up. And Shotzi's just laughing on the main stage. Fist bumps up as well. What are you going to do but laugh about that?
This is the worrisome now if you're Minnesota. Like, these mistakes are still happening on the Optic side, but they aren't mattering, right? You're clutching up if you are Optic, and this is when that momentum just starts to build. And mentally for this Rocker team, again, just going down 0-2 over and over again. It is not fun to deal with.
Up to 9-3 now. 2 more rounds for the 2-0 edge. Rocker needs something positive early in the round. Nothing. Well, I was going to say nothing going their way, but no, there have been some things that have gone their way, even outside of their control. But not capitalizing. As you said, it's going to be a good old-fashioned dance-off here at A. everybody here and fighting. Some good damage into Gio. He's going to get cut down. The wall bang in from Skies, and he will drop missiles now from the sky as Shotzzy looks
And they're
for
all
that.
trapped.
Everybody trying to run away. Holding them in is going to be Dashy. Dashy going to have eyes on people trying to get out. You pin him from the other side. Skies is in above them. They're all just trapped here at Arches. Where do you go? The answer is absolutely nowhere. Pinned in and spanked. Rocker getting locked up.
I mean, we talk about a blender. I don't know if there's a better example than that. That is the grinder from Optic. The missile puts them all in the archway, all inside a connector. Pred with the first. Pred closes the round out. But it started with that first blood from Skies. That is what he is known for. Hitting those wall bangs in search to destroy, giving his team the advantage.
You go up 2-0, and now it's 5 straight for Optic. Rocker in trouble, crowd just getting more and more fired up by the moment. If you close it out here, just get it done with this offense. This time bomb could be in hand of Pred, so a little bit of a switch up. It's going to be a route now from Shotzzy. Yeah, I think you're just taking your time, trying not to get picked. The trade-off with bomb as well. We passed off the Skies.
Now, there's so much info, though, over towards A, right? The rotation, you see all the white arrows starting to come this way. They know this is a B hit.
You're just hoping you got your position, your Shotzzy, where you catch one, but likely instantly traded based on how Rocker played this. But can you slow this down? Can you defend the numbers? Oh, thought you had the freebie. Maybe should a little bit too early. Now you're risking getting caught. Back to the water he goes, trying to get out, but Dashy's going to drop. Shotzzy does get away. They aren't able to hunt him down, so good job playing his life. Pred completely out of the action, trying to get back straight up the gut through mid-match.
Did he get a timing? Watch number 3. I think
he did.
Pred gets a timing here. He might be able to close out this map.
They turn to pick it up, but it's a little too late. Pred up to 3 straight, just over 20 seconds to go. Good damage in, they isolate him, but time's still ticking on Shotzzy to close, and he is the closer. Optic 2-0.
I thought for sure Pred gets caught there. There were 2 players looking middle of the map. I think one's watching up top, but it looked like someone was looking at mid.
Yeah.
They knew someone had to make a play on the Optic side.
I think he got insane timing.
But sometimes there's some magic in the building.
No, it's a magic of the building. It's a magic that's created for Shotzzy and Pred. I don't know, these guys just level up the second they're at a venue in front of these insane Optic fans. So far, so good. Maybe you start a little bit slow there in the map too, but quickly then you take 6 straight and Shotzzy erupts. He started the comeback, he finished the comeback. Unbelievable stuff out of him, including some clutches in ace. Everything he wanted and more. Hell, his streak basically leads to a round win as well, as that pins him in Arches. A masterclass there from Shotzzy. You're up 2-0, and now, as much as I thought this one could go the distance, just because Optic was such a question mark, right? Rocker would be a tough team to put away. I guess this is now the interesting part of a Rocker series. They're in an 0-2 hole.
This is the typical Rocker start.
But as we thought maybe yesterday,
You just can't do it here.
They didn't have any life, right?
Yeah.
Will they be able to do it? Will Rocker make it interesting? Desk, what do you think?
Man, I wish I had something to cheers this Texas crowd with, because they are getting rowdy. I was out there during game 2. Jay, anytime there's a kill, this place is going nuts.
Yeah, that's literally what happens every time we walk into Texas and it's Optic's event. The green wall is just way too strong. That crowd buff is insane, bro. I'm telling you.
Crowd cheese buff goes absolutely insane. Shotzzy's a different player than what we saw online.
Oh, yeah.
He took over in that game, too.
Can we do a little check-in on your social media feed? As we saw you choose Minnesota Rocker, the fans in the venue booed you, and then it seemed like maybe the internet did too?
Yeah, they did. I think that map 1, though, like we saw, like, okay, Minnesota starting off real well, playing good throughout. Shotzzy just started to make some huge plays. I mean, the pinch he gets in on P3 all the way around back, finds the 2. Those are like the plays that you're missing. You live or die by him a lot of the time, and that's sort of what we've been talking about. When he's finding those timings, when he's getting those kills, the game's going to feel a lot easier, and that's what we saw through games 1 and 2. He's got to continue it.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the search and destroy. It wasn't as long as you wanted it to be, Minnesota. Optic out to an early lead, and they never let go.
I mean, I was really impressed that throughout the entirety of this map number 2 by the attacks from the side of Optic Texas. Their post plans had been looking awful throughout the stage. Obviously, a lot of things had been looking awful, but specifically their attack and post plans had not been looking good. Clearly some work done there. I mean, they were 11th overall in the league, and they just started pushing out these lanes a little bit better and kind of talking to each other more. You could see on the mini map where the comms were kind of leading their game plans, which was good for the side of Optic Texas, because for Minnesota Rocker, their whole approach is going to be to try to get that early pick, right?
Yeah, and then when you watch a player like Shotzzy, like I feel like we haven't seen this form of Shotzzy in Search and Destroy all throughout the qualifiers, man. He's finding his openings.
Yeah.
He's winning his one-on-one gunfights. Shotzzy with the ace, man. He's even getting those things kind of done. He was just doing it all in the Search and Destroy. When you allow him to make plays as a playmaker, GG.
Keyword, when you allow him to make those plays,
Yeah.
right? And you know, in a LAN environment, especially with the middle of the pack teams that aren't as good at like communicating and figuring out where that player is lost or where he's at, he's gonna get through, and he's so good, he's gonna make huge impact plays and break you down, right? And when it's loud like that, he can thrive within that chaos. He just plays so well. And Minnesota just not doing a good job of accounting for Shotzzy on the map.
Shout out to our camera team catching the enthusiasm, the excitement here in the venue as the green wall letting their players know they have their back. Optic is up 2-0, but it wouldn't be without the comeback in our first hard point. That is going to be our scuff play of the game. You guys want to live it one more time, Jay?
I'm down. Show me again. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Optic out here. They're ready to rock. Let's take a look at the fan favorite squad. Tie game, 225-225. Plenty of time left on the clock. How do they seal the deal?
They seal the deal by Shotzzy, just the routes and the timing starting to work out for him, but also the slang from the side of Optic Texas stepped up a lot. Pred and Dashy, I mean, a slow start from the side of Pred, picks it up near the later half of this game, and I kind of talked about this Minnesota Rockers as we went into it. I feel like there has to be a change, unfortunately. I mean, Gio and Estriel were doing everything that they could for this map number 1, and you have to think if they have a little bit more pressure from one of the other members, maybe this goes a different way.
We got to take a look at the pickups. More love for Ant, I was told by the producer.
Let's go, guys.
Nameless, you were in the running last year for the top spot in our pickups.
Having fun, man. Listen, I picked Optic a lot.
I was gonna
And
say,
they costed me my pick'ems.
didn't you say that they got you in that situation and then they were gonna get you out of it, and then you didn't
but
even?
The problem is Mini, I just believed in this team, but they're crumbling in
that's
front of the
fair.
home crowd. Listen, the home crowd cheese buff goes insane. It goes without saying.
Game 3, ready to go. Nameless, they've done it twice already this season. Can they pull off the reverse sweep?
I mean, listen, they can, right? And with Protocol, this is a map Optic haven't won throughout this entire year. It doesn't matter the roster that they've had in control. They have to do a better job at accounting for Shotzzy. He is getting lost way too often. I think on the side of Minnesota, like in terms of respawn, you're feeling good about Gio's performance on that map number 1. Same with Estriel. And Skies, I mean, he did not have a good map by any stretch of the word, right? So if you account for Shotzzy, you have a good opportunity here in this game 3.
We got 8 butts in seats. Texas, make some noise as we kick off game 3.
Let's go,
Man
Grizz.
and Merc on the mic.
Big Grizz.
Yeah, I mean, that what you guys are talking about is the question. Can Rocker do it? Or at least make this more interesting with a couple map victories? They've been able to come alive at times, sometimes fall short in that map 5. I don't know. This crowd might be a little bit too much. This team's clicking now.
Yeah, it just feels like maybe a couple of the individuals that you would want to get going. Like I feel like when the comeback starts, it's like Nero who's really just starting to pop off. Like we had a couple of those moments like map 1 from Gio.
Yeah.
You're just not getting it from the rest of the guys.
No, you have not been getting that at all, but it may start here. It's been the running joke for this team. Sometimes they start in the map 3. Will they start strong enough? Couldn't get it done yesterday as FaZe just put them away and absolutely bodied them. It'd be a tough. I mean, we kept believing this team. Maybe eventually they're going to hit a different form. Maybe eventually they're going to overcome sort of this middle of the pack place they were at. But you come in here, just go 3 bops. It's probably change time.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's just, again, these slow starts. This is where it hurts you the most, is at the tournaments against, big name players.
Yeah.
As soon as you allow them into the series to make these sort of plays, it just gets away from you.
No, I mean, they're on the receiving end of it. Usually they're the team that can sometimes make those plays, that they can turn things around and erupt. They really play behind some incredible emotions and plays, but I mean, they're dealing with that happening with Optic and this crowd right now. I mean, Shotzzy just starts going off and people start going insane in the venue. Looney trying to get these boys locked in and dialed in. The good thing is this is a situation you're very familiar with. If you are a Rocker, you've been here a million times this year. But Pred now trying to be a different player. Felt lost at times when he came back to the team, trying to catch up, trying to learn, definitely costing his team at times. He's starting to pick it up. He's not where he wants to be from like a cerebral standpoint, but I mean, the skill ceiling's there.
Yeah, it is. And you can see, control stage 2 for these two. And I think this is probably just a game mode where somebody like Pred can kind of slow down and play his more natural play style is in control. That's why you're seeing those stats.
Yeah, especially when you talk about what you're able to do on offense with your player like him. They were chatting about that with like Carolina and Gwen, how he can find openings. and really erupt and be a pace setter, a difference maker. Control in stage 2 is not a pretty one for Optic. 1 and 8, but that well, really stands for all modes. 5 and 4. For Rocker, maybe this is where the comeback story starts.
Yeah, I mean, pretty solid pro control team. Well, 4 and 7 on the year, but in this stage 2 and 2. So it's been looking better. Yeah, on the side of Optic, you know, it was a lot of vault throughout this stage, just trying to find anything. But again, it's just new roster of Skies is in.
Yeah,
throw that all the window.
Yes, yeah, throw their stats out the window. Especially now in front of the home crowd. Pred opens, Nero, though, trades that out efficiently. We'll see what they can start to do. Shotzzy trying to get lost early on, not able to quite do that, because they'll cut him down. Nero onto the point, but not for long. Geo trying to trade, but Dashi not giving him anything for free. Shotzzy once again is trying to get across mid-map, find an opening, shut down again. You said they have to take account for him. They cannot allow him to get behind the enemy lines over and over again. So far, so good.
Yeah, that's always sort of, you know, team strategies. Just calling out names, but especially that one in Shotzzy. Slow start, but it doesn't really matter. It just feels like he will have his moment. Rocker trying to work this 8 point. They were controlling map control. They had a bit of a life advantage. Paul just trying to lock this down, stop the clock. Well, avoid that kill from coming in. That was Shotzzy. Well, it looks like he's going to be able to find that route, but maybe trying to attack both points. It looks like they're just trying to find where Shotzzy is in their base. Number 8 and number 6. Estriel Geo, like they saw the shots, but they just can't find it. And somehow they both died.
Okay, that's exactly what can't happen.
No.
You deal with his first few lives really well.
He's down on 3. Like, he literally shot from up top, jumped out. Like, you have to be able to track him down.
If you can't, you're not going to win the map. You're not going to win this series. We'll see how it goes throughout the rest of it. This time you deal with him when he's back off the spawn. Right down to 3 HP and eventually drop, but you're working your way off the spawn. You don't really have a forward man. You're right in the blender where Sky's holding top mid. He gets stunned up, so can't really do much more off the back of that. You pause the clock around 15 seconds, but this is going to be your last body of work to really get this done and extend it, but Shotzzy's right back into your house and making plays.
Yeah, he's making plays, only 10 seconds left. And he's also hitting shots. It looks like Paul's gonna be maybe the one player to get out. Maybe get to that A objective. He's gonna find 2. A big 2 from Paul should be able to pause the clock, but can his teammates help him out? That is gonna be the question. Can they hunt him down before the rest of Rocker get there? That answer is yes. And well, what we talked about happened. Shotzzy, slow start, doesn't matter. He makes the plays where he finds 3 in the base, so Rocker gets them off A.
No, and he didn't get much out of the other lives, right? Like every other life, you're able to pick him up before he finds any kind of opening, but when he does find it, it's such a crucial moment in the game. It ends up costing so much time. You never really get another good opportunity to push out. It sends you right back to spawn. Like those 3 dead type of scenarios can be so difficult to bounce back from. And now you get to offense where you think your Shotzzy's, your Pred, you have even a little more freedom. Expect them to be working up kind of that A side ramp, A street, spawning them out B and looking to collapse on A early if that's the play call. Well, no position for Shotzzy that time. Nice trade though from Dashi. It's both superstar ARs hitting shots.
Yeah, Estriel is gonna be the one player though. He does get pushed up. Well, Shotzzy's like, I know what route I would take. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at that, and well, he's gonna find it. Now you have a couple of players on the point. One being Skies, no surprise there. Pred is pushed up inside the house. Dashi watching the pinch. He knows the flank is open. He's gonna cut down Nero, and great start here towards A.
So far, this is beautiful. Second bit of progress. It does finish as Shotzzy pushes off of it. Now you're just trying to be a sledgehammer, just hitting him in the face. His Skies is on 5 straight. First point is done. It is clean. It is clinical. It is dominant. Out of Optic Texas at the opener. Knock, knock. Shotzzy's still here. Not the prettiest of fights, but he's still able to take one before he falls. Now over to the streaking Skies.
I mean, this is just, it looks like a totally different Optic control so far. Just looking over each other, picking up on the pinches, not allowing anyone to make the plays. They get A done quickly. You have 2 minutes. You have a 5 life advantage. Skies does have that Hellstorm. But if you are Rocker now, you just have to get map control back. But they just cannot find the SMGs.
No, they got hit in the mouth and not been able to deal with it since. All the mid-map presence to Optic Texas. You lose Skies, but still just trying to hold this front line till he gets back into it. Pred tucked away and looking to maybe make a play towards the A side. We'll see when he collapses because Pred's pinch could prove to be everything depending on how it works out. Somehow wins that one. Geo weak, I think, from damage on the other side of it. He gets the kill. Now you collapse. Fred's going
Hellstorm.
to get dropped. Hellstorm is in. Doesn't lead to anything except maybe position for the Optic side. Now you're on the point.
Well, that's what killed Fred. So, yeah, Gio got a kill after death from Sky. So that's just what happens, but you get a lot of the map covered just off of that. And while you still have the 9 life advantage, they're just playing a little TDM.
Yeah, you're up this big. Why not? Play TDM. You got so much time to work with. Your win conditions increasing. Sure, pause the clock and try to guarantee it, but you are just frying Minnesota Rocker right now. It's another multi-kill for Shotzzy. As Pred drops, he'll be the lone person kind of forward here. They're trying to hunt him down. They're finally able to deal with him. But the live's just really an issue. It's a good little stretch here from Rocker to give themselves a chance, but still 6 versus 14. You've got a border on perfect.
The problem is just the time. Like, I just don't even know if they have a chance. Like, I guess you have to put them in like that crazy spawn trap, but even then you would think that, but with stuns and nades, there should be a trade.
Yeah,
down,
there was
down
like
to 5.
20 less seconds or something, maybe an opportunity to pull off a crazy clutch down. But don't count him out yet. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Now it becomes a little more interesting. No respawns remaining as Shotzzy gets the kill. If he gets another multi-kill here, that could be a dagger just based on the fact nobody coming back. Not able to do it as Paul X shuts it down. Nero ripped out of it permanently. All going to be on Paul, Estriel, and Gio to get it done. But yeah, the time just a little bit different. Rocker's dream alive within this round. Still though, maybe not counting him out. Optic Texas just trying to hunt for him. Paul now permanently out. Estriel and Gio looking to clutch. I couldn't tell if it was going to be great timing or horrible timing for Shotzzy, but they're able to get the kill. They get the final one as well in Optic Texas. It gets a little interesting late in that round too, but they just had so much time and like a double-digit life advantage in the mid-round. They're able to play behind that.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe if Nero wins that one-on-one versus Skies, then, like, maybe you can play with something, but that's sort of the issue right now. They're just losing gunfights. I mean, Nero has just really taken a step back. His stage 1 just felt like it was him and Gio. Now, Estriel is, like, getting better. It's just like this team cannot be on the same page at the same time right now. As Nero really struggling 6 and 14.
Yeah, like he's never been the most consistent guy. Like he's had bad days, good days, but never really super consistently good or super consistently bad. This has been a stretch where he's just not been great for a while, and that's what's tough. You expect him to be an X Factor type guy. It's just you need to have those X Factor type moments, and he hasn't been. The last round, last chance in the 0-2-0-2 hole if you're a Rocker. Got to do it behind the offense. An opening break that is good for you would be fantastic, but that's not what's going to happen. Gio going to be the lone man towards mid-map. Nice win from Gio, but he's been one of the only people winning them.
Yeah, and now the problem is again, you're in a situation where Shotzzy and Pred are in your base. So it's like Gio's going to be pushed out. He's going to be able to pause the clock. But
good luck.
Yeah, these two are on a 6 spree. Make it 7. The only thing is that Gio has paused the clock for about 15 seconds now.
We lost Pred now, but Shotzzy is still back there. So you deal with Gio, and yeah, that might seal it. You're just getting outplayed, outclassed. This Rocker team dead in the water. Going to go out of this tournament without winning a map unless there's something truly miraculous. The problem is you've got a massive life advantage at this point too, down 7. You sniffed the point, but only from Gio's gunfight win. A little bit of gunny there from Skies. He's just trying to patrol mid-map. Keep him locked in, and Shotzzy is right back to work. Him and Fred doing a little 2-man dance.
Yeah, I mean, Nero's trying to get out underground, but again, he's just going to be the only one, and sooner or later, you're going to turn, right? That's going to be the call. He probably flanked in our building. That's exactly that. He does find the kill, but guess what? Skies and Predator push on up. Shotzi's got the read. These Optic fans wanted to see something a little different, and they're seeing something a little different today.
They absolutely are. This has been a smoke show. Rocker getting fried. Absolutely dominated right out of this tournament. Optic Texas looking like a different squad. It's a 3-0 win, and maybe the beginnings of a crazy losers bracket run. I think this is why myself and many others thought, despite all the struggles you had over the qualifier, like get him in front of this crowd, get him in front of this venue, it solved some of their problems. It's honestly like I felt last year at Champs. They had a lot of glaring issues. They suddenly went away during that major run.
The first step was to veto vote. You know, I mean, that was the big thing here. But again, the energy that Pred brings, you can see him with the crowd, what he does. Again, they just started, I don't know, they clutched up a map 1 that wasn't the prettiest. And then it's just like,
if they lost
had
that,
their moments.
it's like, do you lose that? Maybe things go a little bit differently. Maybe they do.
Probably.
But you come in and just get that map win.
And he looked a lot more chargeable map 3 did, Skies, because, I mean, listen, if like 10 had a map 1 like that,
oh yeah,
you only know what the
honestly, it
comments would
felt
be.
like Ken got one. Honestly, it's pretty similar. Like, he was more objective focused. He was getting, you had a double negative, but yes, you bounce back. Listen, the searches definitely Shotzzy take over, but you have a solid map 3. You start to get going, give this crowd something good to feel about, and you get a great 3-0 victory. We look at the stats now across the board. I mean, that is just an ass whooping. It is dominance from Optic Texas. Nero not able to find any openings. Paul X has, honestly, a tough and abysmal weekend. See that 0.5 yesterday versus FaZe. I mean, it's 2 tough matchups. You hope you're not playing FaZe then Optic. Even Optic is like the way they are. Still, it's their major. Not the dream runner scenario there for Rocker, and they get smoked.
I mean, I don't know. They just 3-0'd them a couple of weeks